when that trial happens, every single one of y'all who was out here lying, you're gonna be embarrassed and you're gonna be shamed, and I'm not gonna hold back.
Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, Tyler Robinson, Tyler Robinson's roommate, Lance Twiggs, has been granted limited immunity to testify.
We knew that he was aware of some of the plans, but it sounds like he may have had much more information shared with him by Tyler Robinson of what Tyler Robinson planned to do, and I expect him to be a key witness for the prosecution.
Y'all need to go to Tatum's store to get this. So many people have bought this, it's like blowing my mind. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Check this shirt out. It says national champs. We get a little play on the national championship shirt. We got some other stuff like that. Our next bestseller is this one. Boom. America 250. We got some other stuff on there, but mentioning that, so go to tatumstore.com, and keep an eye out because we're gonna make 2 hats. And I forgot to tell my guy we need to make shirts to go with the hats. We're gonna make one from Romans 1:27. And if you're a Christian, you know what Romans 1:27 it is. If you don't know, if you're a Christian, go read it. Romans 1:27, and you'll know why I'm making it. And then we're going to make one for the baseball players that wrote the scripture on the hat there. I think it's in Genesis. We're going to make a hat that goes at that angle. Shout out to John Root. He came up with the idea. Me and him going to partner on making a hat. So we're going to make some merch related to give you something to wear to troll these people to finish out the month. So keep Tatum's store in your mind. I have been literally losing my mind over this topic. This Lance Twiggs nut job and the rest of them fools that orchestrated, were involved with, or had something to do with the knowledge of that devil that killed Charlie Kirk, I'm going to expose them. And let me say this very clearly, because there's people on the internet with prominent platforms they're lying to you. Some of them know they lying. Some of them stupid enough they don't know they lying, and some of them are lying and they stupid. They are tricking you. And when this trial hit, you're gonna realize who was real and who lied to you for clicks and fame and are just flat out wrong. I told you guys from the very beginning, there's so much evidence against Tyler Robinson. It is very clear he's the one that shot and killed Charlie Kirk. It is unfortunate. It's hard to believe. We don't want to accept it because how does a person that adds zero value to the world take out a juggernaut like Charlie Kirk? I told you guys the affidavit, which is the arrest probable cause statement, was so damning that there's no way possible on planet Earth there was somebody else that pulled the trigger and killed Charlie Kirk except Tyler Robinson. There's unequivocal evidence, but we're going to go through some of the trial updates, and then I'm going to go through why the theory of an exploding microphone lapel is the come on, say it with me, stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. And if you believe it, you're stupid. Let's get to the thing. Roll it.
Charlie Kirk's accused assassin, Tyler Robinson, Tyler Robinson's roommate, Lance Twiggs, has been granted limited immunity to testify. But one of the things I think is kind of interesting about this story is apparently the prosecution doesn't want Lance Twiggs to testify in person. They just want this recording of an interview that police conducted or prosecutors conducted with Lance Twiggs. Why is that?
Yeah, again, no surprise here that they're granting him what we call use immunity, meaning essentially that whatever he told police during this interview, they're not going to use that directly against him. Doesn't mean that he can't face charges eventually, but just not based upon what he shared during that interview. It's unclear why it is that they don't want him to personally testify at the upcoming prelim, but they want to use his recorded interview at the prelim. But this is an indication that he will play a key role during the trial. We should expect that he will testify personally at trial. And we're now understanding from the limited information we have, we knew that he was aware of some of the plans, but it sounds like he may have had much more information shared with him by Tyler Robinson of what Tyler Robinson planned to do. And I expect him to be a key witness for the prosecution moving forward, which is why they want to be able to use him, and he would need a grant of immunity to do that, because otherwise we're going to be left with a situation where he simply says he's pleading the fifth, realizing that he might implicate himself, and so he wouldn't be useful at all.
All right, so let me interpret this for you as a former police officer that testified in court and all of the above. I told you guys there's so much insurmountable evidence against Tyler Robinson that is mind-blowing. One of the evidentiary components is that his roommate, he confessed to his roommate that he, in fact, was the one that killed Charlie Kirk. And the only reason you will give someone partial or limited immunity is because they know that what they tell you will send them to prison. So in order for them to tell you the truth and to talk to you about what's going on, is that they give you immunity to say, you're going to tell me everything you know, and you would normally go to prison for knowing what you're about to tell me or somewhat being involved in what you're about to tell me. But in order for me to get the statement from you, we'll give you immunity. So whatever you say in this interview, we're not going to rule it against you. I can almost put it on my life that it's such damning information that it's going to bust the case wide open. And well, for y'all, well, not y'all smart. I'm talking about somebody on somebody else's live. It's going to bust it wide open for you because you've been getting lied to this whole time. It is clear that Tyler Robinson did it. He told a little gay dude that he did it. He wrote him a note that he did it. And that's just what physical evidence they presented in the beginning. They have probably talked and mentioned this stuff. Twiggs have probably had pillow talk with this dude about this stuff 100 times. And he's probably going to sit on that stand, not in the preliminary, but when he's going to be able to get cross-examined, he's going to sit on the stand and he's going to divulge all that stuff that they had been talking about. I'm telling you, they wouldn't have Lance Twiggs involved in this if it wasn't damning information. But let me get to this other thing that was sparking me like a spark plug yesterday. I heard somebody talk about Charlie Kirk may have been killed with a lapel. You're either stupid, evil, or both. If you think, after watching Charlie Kirk's assassination, that a lapel mic killed him, let me show you what the lapel mic that Charlie Kirk had on his person was. We use the same stuff. It has a magnetic clip on the back. Charlie had it on his shirt, which was here or here. I can't remember if I'm in reverse. But he had it on his shirt right around here. Therefore, if it's on his shirt here and not clipped here, it's held together with a magnet. So that means there's no hard leverage it has. If you are stupid enough to think that this killed Charlie by doing this, it explodes, and the bullet comes around here, it goes right here. How could that be possible? What munition could have came out of this thing? You think it's a 223? Which is standard 223. Allegedly, it was a 30-06, which is massively bigger than this. But let's just say if y'all want to create a conspiracy theory outside of relevant facts and information, that it was a shot like this, which is a 5.56 223. This won't fit in this box here. It's too big. It's heavy. You think Charlie Kirk would have got a mic and been like, yeah, put a mic on me. And the magnet is going to hold it together with gunpowder and munition in it. You can't be that silly. And if the thing blew up, you will see a big hole in Charlie's shirt because of whatever explosive powder came out of it. You will see shrapnel hit Charlie in the face. And there's no way that some projectile that's flat on your chest like this is going to somehow travel out and around and hit you in the neck over here. Impossible. And then if you look at the video evidence, and I'm telling you, man, I hope some of y'all reap what you sow if you out here pushing this right here. And also, if this exploded from somebody's chest, everybody standing next to Charlie Kirk would have been like, everybody in the shooting turned and looked where they saw the shot fired. When that trial happens, every single one of y'all who was out here lying, you're going to be embarrassed and you're going to be shamed, and I'm not going to hold back. Because if you really care about Charlie and you claim you liked him and you claim you're a big Charlie fan or whatever you want to claim, then you would methodically take into consideration legitimate investigations, legitimate claims. And if you don't, you're going to have an egg on your face, because I'm going to sit in the courtroom and I'm going to give y'all the information directly from the trial. And I promise you, some of the people that you've been listening to, you're going to realize were deceiving you either through ignorance or intentionally deceiving you, because they rather make it sexy by saying it's all this conspiracy than to be honest about the fact that it was a nut job, trans adjacent weirdo that was hypnotized with hatred and decided to kill Charlie Kirk. That's what it comes down to. And we should be praying that justice is served and that nut job gets the rest of his life in prison before he go to hell if he don't repent. That's all I'm saying. I'll debate anybody on this topic. Anywhere, anytime, any day. That kid killed Charlie Kirk. Now, if y'all want to say, is it something else, somebody put him up to it, come on, let's investigate it. But if you saying a helicopter came out and shot, a lapel mic blew up on his chest, Turning Point USA had something to do with this, you need to either go to a hospital or you need to come talk to B. Tatum. I got more to say, but I got to move on.